Yeah. So in terms of CIFA and that's financial modeling and BDA, the first three major topics are the same. Yeah, the difference basically comes in the very last topics where we separate students. But for the very first topics, like shortcuts to advanced Excel, those things are the same. You shall be in the same class with BDAs. All right. So this is what I want us to do, ladies and gentlemen. So we have here business data analytics. What are we supposed to do in lesson number 1? Lesson number 1, I'm supposed to introduce you to Excel. Utilizing the keyboard shortcuts in Excel. Conducting data analysis using data tables, pivot tables, and the other common Excel other common Excel functions using advanced formulas and functions to enhance the functionality of financial models. So that's what I'm doing, lesson number 1. And in terms of this particular shortcut, ladies and gentlemen, I can't give you like all the shortcuts of Excel on just a single day. What I normally do is to introduce like a few Excel shortcuts on a daily basis. So every day I'll be introducing a few Excel shortcuts, and we shall start from the very basic. So now what I would want all of us to do, ladies and gentlemen, if for example, you are given this kind of an Excel sheet. So sheet 1, you can open a new workbook, have sheet 1 there automatically, and then go ahead, ladies and gentlemen, and just write a few numbers. So you're given, for example, like 90. We have, for example, 78. We have, for example, 97, like that. And then somebody tells us, hey, I want you to come and add these 3 numbers. How do we add these 3 numbers? Very, very basic. Remember what we used to do in those very, very early days when we used to do Excel. When you want to add or do any function, you must always start with equal sign. So you start with equal sign. So remember how we used to do this in those old days. So you start with the equal sign to operationalize the cell. Come and take this 90, all right? You say plus. You take this 78. You say plus, I'm saying shift equals, You say plus this 97. And then once you finish taking up your numbers, you'll come and say what they are, enter. And then you'll be able to see this 200 what here, 265. Quite a rudimentary and old way of doing things. Not very nice, Because if you told me to come and add this professionally, now I'm becoming professional. What I will do, I will come and say equals as usual. What do I want to do? I want to sum. So I can see when I type there equals, I'm typing there sum. I can see my sum has come here in blue. So it comes in blue like this. It means that you just double click on it. All right, you double click this one, to take the function up here. Double click. The other option is to use the TAB. If you look at your caps lock, On top of your caps lock, you'll be able to see the tab function. Tab is very, very important. When I see whatever I want to use, like now this is in the blue, you simply go there and the tab. When you tab once, it goes up. And when it goes up nicely, down here, it gives you the syntax. It's called syntax here, what you need to do. So like now, it is sum into brackets. It's telling you to pick numbers 1, all the numbers. So come and highlight them. To highlight these, you simply click on top there. And then you, using this plus, that positive there, you come and take this down and down and down like that. Yeah. You highlight. You don't even have to close brackets. You simply go and tell us what here, enter, like that. You'll be able to get this 265. Yeah. If, for example, I had another column here, for example, like 87, We have there, for example, 45. We have, for example, 89. And then it happens that I want to get this summation on the right side. I mean, I don't have to come and redo. I will simply use the shortcut Control, and R. Control and R. Control to the right. Control to the right. So I'll simply come and put my cursor here, and then I say Control R. So when I say Control R, this thing is able to pick automatically. Control R. Yeah, Control R. Very, very important. Control R. Very, very important. All right. All right. So I don't know whether there is anybody who has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done. It looks basic. I'm going to show you the best shortcut, but I would want to know whether we are together. Are we really together up to here, ladies and gentlemen? Please give me feedback. Are we together up to here? Kindly give me some kind of feedback. Kindly give me some kind of feedback. Are we together up to here? Yeah, do exactly what Mwalimu is doing, and if you're unable to do it, ensure that you raise concern with me. All right. Thank you so much. I can see so many yeses there. Now, allow me to delete this. Allow me to delete this, ladies and gentlemen. If I escape there, I simply don't want these to. They are not the very best. If, for example, ladies and gentlemen, I simply want to get the summation here very, very easily, a good student will tell you, Mwalimu, that method you're using is a useless method. Come and use Alt equals. Alt equals. So you'll be able to see Alt near your windows, down there near your space bar. Near your space bar, you'll be able to see Alt there. All right. So for example, if I want just to get this one sum, how will I do this? One summation. I will press on Alt permanently. I'm holding on to this Alt, and then I say equals. And then I say enter. So if I want to get this one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying Alt, and I'm holding on to Alt permanently. And then I'll come and now Alt is left hand finger. Now still I'm holding on to it permanently. And then now using the right hand finger, I simply press there equals. So I'm pressing like Alt and equals at the same time. And then I say enter to get that. Allow me to repeat, ladies and gentlemen. I have to repeat this because it even becomes better whenever you want to get like summation of these two at the same time. Summation of these two at the same time. What I will do, I will come and highlight these two. And once I highlight those two, I'll simply come and say Alt what here? Alt equals. Allow me to repeat this, ladies and gentlemen. This thing is very nice. So I'm saying if I want to get, in this case here, the summation for the two columns, you simply come and highlight the two areas you want to put your summation. And then you say Alt equals. It picks up very, very well. It picks up very, very well for both of them. Alt equals is a very important functionality for adding automatically, Please, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Please listen. If I rub this, at times what will happen, you will be having something like this. So for example, you have here Q1, you have Q2, quarter 2 that is, you have quarter 3, Q3, like that. So you want to compare, perhaps this is week 1. This could be week 1. And this could be week number 2. So you have week number 2 like that. And then you are told to come here and give us the total row-wise. You give us the total row-wise, and the total column-wise. Like that. It happens many times. All right. So then what you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to come here and highlight your table, including the empty total cells. Including the total empty cells. And then you say Alt equals. And now you are able to get totals column-wise and the totals row-wise. I repeat, if I want to undo this, to undo what I've done, we normally say Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, to undo, to undo. You simply come and tell us Control what here? Control Z, Control Z, to undo. So what have I done? After I wrote this table, I came and highlighted everything, including the total, and then I said alt what here? Alt equals like that. Alt equals. Please don't hesitate. Don't fear asking Mwalimu to repeat, not once, but even severally. I'm here for your sake. I would want to repeat severally, not once, not twice. Yeah, Son is dancing there. Very, very important. All right. Feel free to dance whenever you're getting these concepts very well. And also feel free to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. I repeat, great. Thank you so much, Shelmy. I'll be able to repeat. Yeah, I repeat, Control R, I'll be able to repeat. Yeah, I repeat. Okay, sawa. So great, great. So this is what I've done. So remember, you must type as Mwalimu types. So what have I done? I have figures, ladies and gentlemen. I have figures. So my figures are here. I have figures for week 1. You write like that. I have figures for week 2. Week 2. I have figures for week 2. So week 1 figures, you can put anything. I mean, 76. We have here 85. We have here, for example, 79. Whatever. Here, for example, we have 90. We have here, for example, 93. We have, for example, in this case here, 12, like that. And then remember, these are quarters. And sure you put Q1. We have here Q2. We have here Q3, like that. And then somebody wants you to come and do what here? Get totals row-wise. Get totals row-wise. And then you get totals column-wise. Totals column-wise. So instead of you doing, for example, you can come and say here, just 1 here, you can come and say here alt equals. And then you come here, right? You see already it has gotten this summation. So instead of you repeating, you can come and use control to the right, just like the football players, right? So the football players, they're very good at this. You're controlling the ball to the right. So simply press Control R and it'll be able to give you that. But now you remember, now you have this. So you get somebody in this case here coming and saying, in this case here, for example, alt equals, they get that. They come here, they tell you Control D for control down. You keep on doing that up to when? Because when you control down, it is basically telling this Excel to do the same thing it did up there. All right. But why should I go through that, ladies and gentlemen, really? What I need to do is basically to come here. At first, when I speak these things, you may think that they are Greek, but trust you me, you will become better than me by far. So what you need to do is basically to come and highlight the data, including the total, the empty total cells. You highlight them like that. Once you're finished, come and say alt equals, like that. You say alt equals, and you'll have gotten all your answers, including the sum of the, what we call the grand total, including the grand total. So up to here, ladies and gentlemen, now are we okay? The students who told me to repeat, have you been able to do the same? Have you been able to do the same? And I would want to invite all of you to join our BDA classes at RCM, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we are the biggest center of BDA. We charge Kenya shillings 9,000. Our number is 0719 52 5000. 0719 52 5000. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, come back here. I mean, we are going to learn so many things. And as we learn, I would want to see whether my students are following. I would want to see whether, make it 6,000? No, it's quite a lot because our BDA classes are daily, every day, 7 days a week, every day. There is no any other college which can really be able to mount that kind of a resource. Yeah, so it's just worth it. Actually, you'll be surprised. It's worth much more. All right. So then Somebody is telling me to repeat, which is very good. So before I repeat, I would want a good student, a very good student in this case here, to share their screen. I would want to see whether you guys are doing the right thing. Is there anybody who has done it correctly and they would want to share their screen with all of us? Yeah, the timetable says 3 days, but so many of you have been with us, you know what is going to happen. Yeah, it is normally 7 days. It's normally 7 days every day. So are you able to undo something there or to rub those columns? Like Julie is saying true, Julie, they know it's 7 days. We teach it for 7 days. The first week, this class normally goes up to 400 students. Yeah. So the first week we will not be able to do 7 days, but the second, third week will be 7 days every day. You're studying BDA. Yeah, you need another laptop. Yeah, so I like what this ninja is doing there. Already has been able to put down the data. So please, can you highlight the entire table, including the totals? Yeah, this is very good. Highlight the entire. Thank you so much. And then now you say alt equals. Alt equals. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Thank you so much, admin. Thank you so much, admin. Thank you so much, admin. Now, please listen. There is something that all of us must be able to understand before I continue. And before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, there is an Excel sheet that all of us, we must be having. This Excel sheet, we call it RCM Excel final. Do we have it? Is there anybody who doesn't have that Excel sheet? Is there anybody who does not have that Excel? All of us must be having this Excel sheet. All of us, we must be having this Excel sheet. They don't have it. Yeah, let me share it here. All of us, we must be having this Excel sheet, and all of us must do these things as Mwalimu is doing them, and ensure that you are doing them as well. The one shared yesterday, yes, Simbaluo. The one shared yesterday, we only have, you don't have CP Frida, I can see you there. Now you are able to see it up there. Yeah, I've shared it. I've shared it. I hope now everybody can see it and everybody will be able to clack. I've shared it up there. Have you seen it? I can share again. Please download it. Just look at your charts. Just look at your charts. Look at your charts, and the moment you download it, are you able to give me a signal? Look at your chart. Are you able to give me a signal that you have it now? Yeah. Thank you. All right. Now everybody has it, which is very good. So please open it. So now please open it. So have you opened it? Have you opened it? Have you opened it? All right. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want us to do. All right. So remember, the entire is called a workbook. And in this workbook, we have various pages. When you scroll down here, you'll be able to see the pages. I want you to go to what we call pivot table 2. Pivot table 2. Pivot table 2. Once you open pivot table 2, could you kindly put your thumbs up, or you simply say, why for yes, yay. Why for yes, yay. You simply say why for yes. Once you get pivot table 2. Once you get pivot table 2. Yeah, thank you so much. Why for yes, thank you so much. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is no way you'll tell me that you're an accountant and you don't know how to work with pivot tables. Pivot table is a functionality that we use to summarize data. Yeah. So I hope you are talking about you are not in our class 100%, but you will be popping in once in a while, and you're using our videos. If you have paid the 9,000, even if you are not in Zoom class, you'll be able to get that sheet. It is already in the LMS actually. It's already in the LMS, but I would really hope already you have shared this thing here. Hope already you have shared this thing here. So a pivot table, pivot. If you remember, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who did some kind of seesaws when you were young, there was that kind of a fulcrum. Yeah, we used to have like some great board, right? With something at the center, right? So you put this board here. Then one person could sit here, another one here, and then you seesaw. One is on top like that. So we have this point of reference. So pivot table is a point of reference. It gives us a summary of data. It also comes up with what we call pivot charts. So if you're asked what a pivot table is, I'm explaining, I'm repeating here that a pivot table is a table that summarizes big data. Whenever you have big data, like now what I have here, ladies and gentlemen, what I have here, ladies and gentlemen, is really huge. Is really, really huge. Look at what I have here. If I come and click anywhere inside, and then I want to go to the very last, I want to go to the very last cell. To go to the very last cell downward, what I will do, I will come and type control, control, control with a down arrow. Control with a down arrow. You see, there are 4 navigation arrows. I hope you're able to see the 4 navigation arrows. There is one arrow going down, another arrow going up, another arrow going to the east, another arrow going to the west. There are 4 arrows. So anytime you want to go and check your last row, just click anywhere within your sheet, like one column there, like now I'm here, anywhere. And once you are here, simply hold on to control. So if you hold the down arrow, then you'll be able to go to the very last row. You can see this sheet has 15,121. I mean, these are very, very many rows. So I just need to go back and say control up arrow. Control up arrow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, once you are here, this is now what we call big data. Big data is voluminous. So assuming you are one of the directors of this particular group of companies, which basically are in the retail. So this is like a supermarket with branches. Some supermarkets are small, others are hypermarkets. So then somebody comes and gives you, like now we have the year, we have the type, we have the product group, we have the producer, we have the code volume. I mean, there is nothing that you can really do with this. So what I need to do is to come and condense the entire of this into what we call a pivot table. To do a pivot table, at the very best, you're supposed to do, first of all, like a table out of this. I need to change this data into a table, but I want to skip that first. I just want to do without a table. So then how do I do a pivot table? I will come and click anywhere. You click anywhere, highlight any cell within this particular data. And then you'll be able to come and say insert. Yeah, on the data up here, you can see this tab, the tabs here, there is insert. So you say insert. What do you want to insert? I want to insert a pivot table. That's what I tell it. I want to insert a pivot table. And once I say I want to insert a pivot table, there is a pop-up window here, a dialog window here, something that is doing dialogue with me. It is telling me to select already. Because I clicked inside, it has done the selection for me. Choose where you want the pivot table to be placed. It shall always be placed in a new worksheet. So then this becomes irrelevant. So basically this pop-up window, we don't even read anything. What we're supposed to do is to come and say, okay, Once you say, okay, ladies and gentlemen, then now we are done. Now we are done. Now we are good to go. We are good to go. Before I repeat, I can see so many guys telling me to repeat, but before I do that, just allow me 2 minutes. I just go to the very end, and then I'll be able to come back and assist you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, then what I will do, you can see now my column titles have come here. They are called pivot fields. What, of course, my directors would want me to explain to them further will be this volume. So please come and click on the volume. Just click there on the volume. So when you click on the volume, what is happening? You know, I wanted to evaluate this, but it has gone automatically to the rows. This is wrong. So please uncheck this. Click again to remove it. So then the only way out is to come and drag this. You drag this down. You drag it. I'm holding. What I've done, ladies and gentlemen, I've just come here on my pad. I've taken my pad here and I'm holding it on using the left hand fingers. So I hold it on the pad permanently. And then now I'm able to come and using this other finger now, just move this to the values like that. Great. Once I do that, this thing has counted for me the volume. I don't want it to count for me. I want it to give me a sum. I want it to give me a sum. I don't want it to count for me. You know, it has counted for me those rows. I want it to give me a sum. So the question is, how do I change this to give me a sum? It's very easy. There is a drop down here. So this drop down is the one that I click. And once I click, I can see things happening. I want this value field. It's called value field. I don't want count. So I click on the value field. Once I click on the value field, and gentlemen, I can see many things happening here. Currently, it is on count, and I don't want count. I want sum. So I simply click on sum, and then I say, okay. So once I do that, I'm able to see the sum of the volume traded summed here. So once I do that, the very first thing I will ask myself is, this is something that came to the business over years. I can see the years are here. So the question is, am I able to carry these years? You know, years, we normally put them in the columns. So come and put your years in the columns. You carry like that. All right. I've picked the type. Sorry. I was supposed to pick the years. Sorry. Yeah. I'm looking for the years. I want to subdivide this. Yeah, it is here. So pick the year, put the year there on columns. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the whole 21 million 70 something whatever, you can see it has been distributed to the various years. So now my managers are starting to make sense of my data. Remember, it's called data analysis. So you're analyzing big data. All right. Now they can see that out of these 21.7 something million, that 5 million was in 2011, this other one in 2012, this other one in 2013, and you can see things are increasing. Yeah. So this went up. 5.7. Great. And remember, this 5.7 for 2014 is only for how many months? 6 months. So these guys now are starting to understand. And then now they'll come and ask me, how about in this case here, the products, right? So come and take this product group, ladies and gentlemen, for example, to the rows. Yeah. So for example, now you can see now the products are here. The products are here. All right. Now you can see we have alcohol. You can now track. I mean, that data, which was over 15,000 rows, has been condensed to 21 rows, which now make a lot of sense. So if it is alcohol, I can see alcohol was 222. It went up to 315. It went to 384. 2014, it went down a little bit. But you see, this guy will be able to just jump up very fast and say, hey, no, don't crucify me. The 2014 is only for 6 months. 6 months here. So, ladies and gentlemen, will you allow me to repeat whatever that I've done here in just a few minutes to be able to hold our brothers and sisters hands. There must be a few ninjas who have been left behind. So please give me just 5 minutes. But before I repeat, before I repeat, before I repeat, yeah, I will help here. Before I repeat, is there any ninja that has been able to do exactly what I've done? Is there any ninja that has been able to do exactly what I've done? Ah, great, brilliant. Wow, they're in their 20s now. I'm counting, not me. All right. Up to some point. Okay, I'll be able to repeat. I'll be able to pick you up. I like students who are this bold, who are able to tell me, Mwalimu, repeat. Thank you so much, William. I'm meeting William again here. Right? Oliver, yes. Ah, great. Then just give me like 5 minutes. And then remember, whenever I'm repeating, even if you had gotten it right, whatever you had gotten right, you forget about it, you repeat with me. You repeat with everyone else. Because Excel is all about practice. It's all about practice. Even me, I normally become better and better straight away through practice. So actually what I will do, if I'm the one doing this, normally I will come here. I will come here. I will come here. You see currently, where are we currently? Okay, so currently, so I'll come here. I'll come here. This is blocking me. This is blocking me. This is blocking me. Yeah, you can see we have sheet one. I haven't even named it. So this sheet one, to avoid having so many sheets, because I would want you to have very well-organized workbooks. So this sheet one, because I would want to repeat, I'll just come and right-click. I right-click and then I delete. Right-click, I delete it permanently. Don't want it. Then I'll be able to start. So remember the students who are saying that, for example, mine does not have a range. See what I'm doing. See what I'm doing. And before I start doing it, do we all of us have this data? Do we have this data, all of us? Do we have this data? All I share. Okay, so let me just come here and that is why I want all of you to really pay RCM. Once you pay RCM, you shall be able to get this data shared with you automatically on WhatsApp. It becomes very easy. So please pay RCM for BDA today. It's only 9,000 Kenya shillings. Our number is 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. It becomes very easy when all of us are in the paid group. Chat and data, no problem. I'll be able to address that. So then I've been able to share that data. Oh, World Cup. Thank you so much, Simba. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. So we are looking for this file here called RCM. I've been able to open it. So come here pretty fast, and we must be very serious with our work. Now we are very serious with our work because we must understand all of us. So this is the book. This book has got so many worksheets joining data. So you simply scroll. You scroll with this until you see pivot table 2. The very first thing that I will do is to click inside. If you don't click inside your table, you'll be getting some funny things. Click anywhere, highlight any cell within the table. Click anywhere. Next step is insert. What are we inserting? It's a pivot. Don't insert recommended, but pivot table. Pivot table. Then there is a pivot table pop-up window here. Select range. You can see already it has selected for me. All right. Choose where you want the pivot table to be placed. It shall always be in new worksheet. And that is why somebody who understands this will never even read it. So simply come and say, okay. All right. So I hope now all of us, we are together up to here. The ninjas who told Mwalimu to repeat, are we together up to here? Those ninjas who told Mwalimu to repeat? As your Excel behaved, as your Excel now behaved, is your Excel behaving? Is your Excel behaving? Yeah. How do you insert? Okay, I'll be able to repeat. It's examined by CASNEB. examined by CASNEB. How do you insert? How do you insert? Okay, no worries. Now, these students who are asking me how we insert, are you able to share your screen? Don't fear anything. Don't fear anything. You've come to do BDA with me here. This is the water. You chose in this case here the proper waters. Don't fear removing your clothes. Let's swim together here. So please share your screen. Share your screen, 𝐻𝐚𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐚𝐥𝐬. Share your screen here, we see. Share your screen. If you haven't been able to get it, if you've gotten it, don't share. Eric is sharing. Eric, I think you've made a step. I wanted somebody who has not made a step up to here to share. Somebody who has not made a step up to here, Eric, Eric, you're doing very well. Yeah, there must be a ninja here that I would want. Yeah, there is this gentleman called Maxwell. Yeah, Maxwell. Maxwell, I don't know whether it's somebody who can give us his number here. Is the one who sells this Excel, the most current one. I think not most current, but 2021. 2021. Now these ninjas here, they are not sharing their screen, and I'm their father. When your father asks you to do something and you're not doing, it becomes very, very bad now. Yeah, there is also an administrator there. I hope you'll be able to give them a better price. The Excel, how much is it? I don't want to mention those figures here because no, I don't want to talk about that. You get to WhatsApp and discuss about that. Yeah, it's 2021 Excel. That's very good. But if you've got cash, yeah, very affordable. I don't want to discuss about that. Wasire is sharing. Thank you very much. So Wasire, please click anywhere inside. Yeah, he has already been able to click. On top there, are you able to see where we have home insert? Thank you so much. What are we inserting? The pivot table on the ribbon. On your very, not that one, not that one. No, not that one. Don't click that one. On the very left, under file, the black thing. On the very left, under file, there is pivot. Yes, that one. Great. There is that pop-up window. So go ahead and say, okay. Great. Can any other ninja again who was asking Mwalimu a question here to share their screen? I want ninjas here to share their screens. 𝐻𝐚𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐚𝐥𝐬, thank you very much. 𝐻𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐿, you are doing very well. 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐿, you are doing very. No, cancel that window. Cancel the window. Cancel that pop-up window first. Cancel. It is okay, and then there's cancel. There is a pop-up window that I want you to cancel there. Cancel. Click anywhere inside. Click anywhere inside first. You must click inside, and then you go and insert. Insert, pivot table. Yeah, you can now see it is behaving. Data source reference is not valid. Okay. You can see 𝐻𝐚𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐚𝐥𝐬, on top of your workbook. What is it written? It's written RCM Excel final workbook, read only. Read only. Meaning, when you say download 𝐻𝐚𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐚𝐥𝐬, there is a place where it normally asks you to allow, is it editing or something? There is a place it asks you, or unblock something. There is something it asks you on top there. If you don't, there is something it normally asks you for you to be able to start editing. There is something it asks you somewhere. Yeah, that thing you must always. So please, yeah, options and block. Yeah, Sony, are you able to share your screen? You show them what you're talking about, Sony. Sony, please share your screen very fast, and then you'll be able to show them. Enable editing. That is one of the things I know. Enable editing, yes. Enable. If yours is not enabled editing, you will never get, you can't even type there. You can't even type there. Thank you, 𝐻𝐚𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐚𝐥𝐬, for sharing. We've been able to see the mistake. Other ninjas, I'm waiting for other ninjas to share. I know the mistake that so many BDA students do. Here they don't want to talk. Later on now you'll be able to hear them saying that Dr. Aura is very fast when he's teaching. And yet I'm really patient here telling them, share your screen. Don't fear anything. Nobody has even ever seen your face. Nobody. Yeah. So you should never fear anybody. How do I share my screen? Now, down here in Zoom, you'll be able to see some blue. Is that blue or green? Hey, we are colorblind. That's green. Yeah, there's a green arrow written share. Yeah, written share. There's a green there. Shikanga, I hope you're able to see that green arrow pointing up. So once you click once, you'll be able to see it's giving you, so you share the blue one. You click on the blue one, you share screen, the blue one now. I can see it's blue. You simply double click it and then you'll be able to share. But before you start sharing, you must be very, very careful on what you are sharing. Please don't bring all your private WhatsApp messages here, although my CPA students are good. Yeah, I can see Susan. Susan is doing very well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My pivot table is inactive, but now Daisy, why are you not sharing here? We show you Daisy. Daisy, why don't you share your screen here? We see. You see, when you share, actually, I'll not even be the one giving you a solution. It is your colleagues who will be able to give you the solution very fast. Please, Daisy, kindly share your screen if you don't mind. Just close that one, Catherine. Close that one, and then you open again. I've enabled editing now. It's okay. Catherine, close, and then you open afresh. And then you'll be able to see that thing of enable editing. You click it. All right. Now that nobody is sharing, you guys are my witnesses. You are my witnesses. I've been patient. These guys who are asking questions, they're not sharing. So I believe silence is golden. Silence says many things. But the guys are okay now. Ladies and gentlemen, once I reach here, what do I want to analyze? I want to analyze this volume. I will carry it, know how to carry these things, and then you put them in these fields. So I want to carry the volume. Volume is to be evaluated. You carry it to the values. It's written there, count of volume. There's a drop down because I want it to be sum of volume. So you come here, drop down, and then you say value fields, and then you change here to sum. You say, okay, like that. Is there any ninja that has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done? Any ninja that has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done? Yeah, Kim is sharing your screen, which is very, very good. Very, very good. You can see Kim is sharing his WhatsApp messages here. I told you. So the best, Kim, organize yourself and then you share back. Don't share WhatsApp messages. You guys are still young. You guys are still young. We don't want to see WhatsApp messages. Last part of Sam, okay. Shelmith, are you able to share your screen if you don't mind? And I like Shelmith because she's really actively asking questions, which is very good. But are you able? I want everybody to know how to share their screen. Administrator, thank you very much for sharing. Yeah. Oliver, thank you very much for sharing. Yeah. Already you have some of volumes. Already you have some of volumes. Administrator. Yeah. Admin, you are already, you are even doing graphs. You are dangerous. You're ahead of me. Thank you. You're dangerous. So I'll repeat, Shelmith has not yet shared her screen, Shelmith. So you see here, where it had the count, initially it was count, Initially it was count. Initially it was count of volume. Yeah. So then I'll come, there's like a small drop down here. You click on it, then you go to value field settings, and then you come here and say sum. You say, okay, like that. Yeah. And then now I would want to pivot this. To pivot is to break down. So break it down by years. Look for years. Navigate here, you look for years. We always prefer putting years under columns like that. Break down these 21 million by products. Come to these products here, put this under rows, and then we'll be able to see something happening. like that. So you've been able to break this down, ladies and gentlemen, by yes. You've been able to break it down by products, by products. So now, are we there, ladies and gentlemen? All of us, are we here? Please feel free to ask questions. Please feel free to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. So, and you can see what Igamba is saying, please. And I kept on telling you, don't come to BDA without doing advanced Excel. Advanced Excel is normally key to BDA. So we need to come up with a way of helping these students. Yeah, lost, okay. Are you able to share your screen, Eric? We see how far you are. Eric, by any chance, are you able to share your screen? There's a button there, green. Advanced Excel was perfect, yeah. After selecting the pivot table, okay, I'll repeat. James, are you able to share your screen by any chance? Thank you, Eric. You're 1 in a million. So now, Eric, you have done a very good job. On your right-hand side, you'll be able to see some pivot table fields. So I want you to pick volume. You see volume, it's up there. Just go up. So please drag it. Drag, don't just drag. Yeah, like that, carry it, drag it. Paka kwa value. No, umeiwacha mahali. I think umeiwacha. Unajua drag, una hold, yes. Thank you. Great. Release it there. No, haikufika kabisa. Rudia tena, haikufika. Isipofika narudi nyumbani. Peleka katikati kidogo, chini kidogo, chini kidogo, chini. Tena hapo. Very good. Unaoimeandika count of volume, hapo kuna ka drop down. Unaona ka drop down hapo kwa count of volume? Ako, kafinye hako. Haya, sasa hapo juu kuna value field settings. No. Chini kabisa value field. Value. Great. Click that one. So I want my value to be sum. To be sum. So you go to sum. Yeah. And then you say, okay. Alafu sasa enda kwa year, beba year. Enda tafuta year ya kwanza juu kabisa. Yeah, that way. Yeah. Carry it to the columns. Carry it. Very good. Thank you so much, Kanga. Yeah. Click, hold, and drag. Great. Now from there, look for the products. Product group. Take that to the rows. Carry it. All right. Great. So before I repeat for the sake of Susan, these are the ninjas who are asking great questions here. Why are they not sharing their screens? Why are they not sharing their screens? Why are they not sharing their screens? Why are they fearing? What are you fearing, you great people? Are you fearing me? Never fear mwalimu. Never fear your father. In terms of parents, you can fear your everybody else. You can even fear your mother, but never fear your father. Your father should be the one you are closest to, the best. So I'm repeating. So first of all, ladies and gentlemen, ensure that you have opened pivot table 2. Then you click inside. When you click inside, come to the insert tab. I want to insert a pivot. So say insert, and then you say pivot table. Yeah, you can see now what is happening. There's a pop-up window. You come and say, okay, all right. So come to the volume now here. Yeah, somebody said, click. Yeah, you click and then you hold. And then you drag down volume like that. The ears, come and look for the ears. The ears, like that. And then we have the product group, like that. And then I want us to take a step further. Let's look for this pivot analyze. The pivot analyze, click pivot analyze. The pivot table analyze, click it. This pivot table analyze, I want, once you click it on the ribbon, once you click it, the ribbon comes up. Click pivot chart. Yeah, the pivot chart, you simply come and say, okay. And then now you have your pivot chart there. Nice thing. Nice thing. I can close this for you to see. Nice thing like that. So we normally use this pivot chart here to filter. So you can see the way it is. This is really looks a lot of it has a lot of congestion. So come here, for example, your bosses will tell you compare 2 years. So and select all. They'll tell you compare 2012, 2013. So you say okay. So you can see these changes, and these changes 2012 and 2013 they are normally intertwined. They are connected. Even the product group, maybe they'll come and compare. So unselect all, compare alcohol and bread, because maybe they go together, these guys would want. So you say, okay. So now you can see alcohol was increasing. Bread also increased, but of course you can see the sales of bread are still low for the 2 years, like that. Allow me to repeat. Pivot table 2 is start afresh. You click anywhere inside. You want to insert a pivot table. All right. So pivot table pop-up, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have here? We want to put this in a new worksheet. Simply come and say, okay. Then we have the carrying. You click on this, hold on to it, of course. So you click left click, and then you drag it down to value. Change count always to sum. Value field to sum. All right. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have the years. Click, hold, drag down. Product group, click, hold, rows. I want to put a chart by the side. It's called a pivot table analyze. So you come and pick the pivot chart. You simply say, okay, the way it is, the bars. And then now you can play around with this. You can come here and close this. Take this here. All right. Now you can play around with this. So for example, if it is years, you can play around with this and select all, take 2012, 2013, or whichever. It's an interview, guys are interviewing you. Product group, there is a drop down and select all first. Select the ones you want. Maybe you want cheese, like me, I love cheese a lot. Black coffee all the time. You don't take milk. Milk is not for adults. Milk is for young people. Yeah, like that. Like that. So do we have anybody who has been able to do this, ladies and gentlemen? Anybody who has been able to do what Mwalimu has done? Yeah, please, Catherine, try to share your screen. Try to share your screen. Try to share your screen, Simbaluo. Thank you so much. This is very good. So then go to pivot table analyze. Are you able to see on the ribbon up there, pivot table analyze? Yeah, click that one. Yeah, click it. Oh, I lost you, Simbaluo. I lost you. You Ninja, you have already done it. Simbaluo, what happened? I lost you, Simbaluo. Okay. Eric has done, no, which screen am I seeing here? I think it's Susan. Yeah, Susan, you have done it very well. You're a very good student. You're a very good student. Eric, Eric, already you have even been able to filter. You are ahead of Mwalimu here. Catherine, yeah, you can start from scratch. Click anywhere inside. Oh, problem now, students sharing even before I see what they're. This is very good. James, that's very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah, you're saving. So we have now Dorothy. Dorothy, that's very good. Very good. Very good. Kim. Yeah, Kim has also been able to filter. Very good. Yeah, thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much. Then even this one Ninja, yeah, Dorothy has been able to do it very well. Thank you so much. So Caroline Michael. Caroline, I think your internet is not really, yeah. Very good. So Carol, click anywhere inside. Click anywhere inside this table. Yeah, thank you so much. Insert. Insert. Yeah. Yeah, I can see like her pivot table here is not active. I'll be able to give you the data set. Class, what do you think in this case here is happening here? Why is her pivot table not active? Because I've seen she has said enable edit. Which Excel are you using? Are you using 2010? Because there's very old Excel versions that don't have pivot. You'll have to get 2021. So insert, let's see again. Insert. Yeah, this one, I think it's an old one. Gina, you don't have to use that. Gina, you don't have to use that. Gina, you are okay. Molu, let's go. Click in anywhere inside. Click anywhere inside. Inside the table. Inside the table, not outside. Inside the table. Yeah, thank you. Then go to insert. Yeah, I can see your pivot table is okay. Pivot is on the left, not the chart, not the chart. You start with the table on the far left, below file. Below file. Yes. Yeah. So you see even like, for example, how Molu's is behaving. Yeah, this is very good. So then now let's drag. Let's drag. We start with volume. Let's start with volume. Volume. Drag it to the values. Thank you so much. Change it. Change it to sum of volume. No, no. Just click that drop down. Drop down. Yeah, click it, the drop down. No, you are clicking the whole of it, and I want you to click just that drop down alone. That one, yes. No. Where is it going? It should be coming up. It should be coming up. Where is it going? That's again funny. Molu, could you be knowing this Excel of yours is which version? Nayo kabisa. Okay, so they're saying right click others. Yeah, ask in the group how you can get Maxwell's number. So I don't know what is happening with Molu's Excel. Let me just stop what it's doing and then I can share mine. But first of all, before I share, there is somebody who doesn't have this data. So I have to share this data first with this person. So we have here RCM, like that. So do you have it now? So I believe you have been able to see it. So I believe I should be able to, come here. To the end. Yes, I'll do it from the beginning to the end. Even Bosira now is sympathizing with me. Mwalimu, you are repeating so much. But you see, we have to repeat until these ninjas who never did Excel. I have to start Excel classes Sunday only. Otherwise, those guys can easily see dust. They can easily see dust. So then this is pivot table 2. So this pivot table 2, ladies and gentlemen, I will come and click anywhere inside. Then I'll be able to come and say insert this pivot table. There is a pop-up window. I just want to do it in a new worksheet. So, okay. So now we are dragging. So we start volume, put it here. So model, you see mine, when I come here, I'm just clicking here. When I come there, I'm clicking like that, and you can see things are coming up. So value field settings, I want some. Then I say, okay, this is the volume. So I come and subdivide this volume in terms of years. In terms of years, years will always be columns. Product group, rows, like that. So I believe all of us now are okay up to here, ladies and gentlemen. And then I'll be able to come to the pivot table analyze. Then I say, in this case here, I want the pivot chart. Then I say, okay. So from there, what do I do? I'll be able to come here, carry this by its head, like that. Now from there, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to, filter. Which years do you want for comparison? For example, I want and select all. I want 2012, 2013. You say, okay, like that. So this thing behaves. It behaves very well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, up to there now, can I say we have scored some goal? Up to there, can I say now we are a little bit okay? Especially if you have the proper Excel. Catherine is saying yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen. And listen to me very well. This is the shortcut I would want to recommend to all of us. Whenever they bring this thing of pivot tables, not many students are able to do pivot tables in an exam. So whenever you have this question on pivot tables, you simply come and click anywhere inside. So when you say click anywhere inside, you simply go and tell us, let me repeat here. Go and use control quick, the quick analysis, control Q. This is normally used for quick analysis. Quick analysis. It's normally used for quick analysis, control Q. So you click anywhere inside and then you say control, you're holding on to control Q. And then now you'll be able to see these great things coming, all right? So you simply come and click tables, tables. You click tables, you click tables. So when you click tables, these people will give you so many pivot tables. So for example, try the first one. The first pivot table, you simply hover your cursor here. You are hovering the cursor. You put the cursor here. You're able to see now here, they're giving you a pivot table in terms of the types of supermarkets, like convenience stores, hypermarkets, supermarkets, in terms of unitary cost. That can be important if the examiner asks you, what is the unit cost for each supermarket? So maybe I don't want that. I hover my cursor here. So they're asking for the unit price for each of the products. Is that what I want? If that is what I want, I will simply say enter, or I'll simply click it. I'm still continuing. So this sum of unitary price by product group, come and put here. So now you can see we have here unitary price, unitary cost, and the sum of volume by producer. Is that what I want? We have another pivot table here where we have, in this case here, convenience stores with what here? Unitary cost. Is that what I want? If no, I continue. I want this more. Click the more. So when you click the more, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to get so many of them. So many of them. So yours will basically be to pick the one that you feel that you really want. So for example, the one that you are using is here. Here. Sum of volume. So click it. All right. Say okay. Ah, brilliant. 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 And once, ladies and gentlemen, you've been able to click, now you can come and change this thing the way you wish. You can change this the way you wish. So if, for example, you feel that unitary cost is something you don't want, what do? You will be able to come and untick. It goes. If you don't want codes, you'll be able to come and untick. It goes. All right. All right. If you don't want the type, you simply come and untick. It goes. So you simply work with whatever that you want. Like I can see this code is still here. I don't want it like that. Ah, it's coming up. It's coming up. So allow me to repeat, ladies and gentlemen, this is very, very serious because I would want all of us, or it's not giving you the pop-up. Simbaluo, it's because you're using a very old Excel. Actually, we should make it like mandatory before we meet in our next class, which is tomorrow. Everybody should have gotten that Excel version from either administrator. I can see there is a gentleman calling himself administrator here. Yeah, I like promoting my students. You can imagine if you agree with them the price, and these guys are like 300, you'll get some good money. All right. Or Maxwell, whoever is cheaper, work with them. Yeah. Yeah. Because I would want us to be using control Q. Like now, last semester, but one, students fail BDA because they wish to fail. I can never fail BDA, even if you have to wake up from whatever kind of a deep sleep. I can't fail in BDA because you can imagine you go to BDA. Just a moment. I show you something here. Just a moment. So like, for example, here are the charts. So you'll go to BDA and then you realize they have given you this kind of data and then they tell you to draw a graph. So if they tell me to draw a graph, what I will do, I will simply come and click inside and say Control Q. All right. So Control Q, I can see I've got charts here. Right. So we have recommended charts. So which one do I want? Do I want this? Which one do I want? Which one do I want? Do I want this? So if I say it is this that I really feel that they are nice for me, I'll be able to come here, do like that, and then come by the side. Yeah. So for example, I can put the chart title. All right. So I can come here and expand these chart elements. Chart elements. So the chart elements, if for example you want, these are things I'll be able to show you how to do them very fast. Control Q. Control Q. So do I want in this case here what we call a data table? Inside here, you can see now we have a graph with data inside here. Do you want in this case here, for example, these legends? These are called legends, like in football. So do I want these legends to disappear? Oh, yes, they disappear and then very well. Do I want to put axis titles? Yeah, they're here. This could be sales in Kenyan shillings, etc. So these I'll be able to show. So Control Q is really, really important. Really, really important. So for example, ladies and gentlemen, I can come and delete this. I don't want it. I may want what we call the trend lines. Sorry. I may want what we call, I'm just doing this not for you to understand, just to show you that Excel is really very, very easy. So this trend, if for example, I come and say here, Control Q. Control Q. Yeah. Maybe I want the spark line. Which spark line do you want? Line. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll be able to come here, for example, just remove this control minus. So I have the trend. So like now I'm able to see Igor Rashid is just a useless salesman because he started up here and you can see now, ladies and gentlemen, these spark lines, they just give you a general trend, graphs within one cell. So like now here, the person who is really doing very well is this person called 𝐦𝐚𝐭𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐚. Because you can see started here, okay. But I mean, it's going up, it's going up. So I'm able to do trend analysis. All right. So I don't have like to start cramming formulas. No. There are things, if I happen to know, passing this BDA is as easy as just eating mrenda. Mrenda. Is there anybody who loves mrenda vegetables? Those vegetables that you don't even have to chew. All right. All right. So control Q. Control Q. Yeah, Shikanga, great. All right. All right. All right. I think we are doing very well. I think you're doing very well. I think you're doing very well. So are there students who are new here who have now made a resolution that they must join Dr. Aura's BDA class from tomorrow? Or are there students in this case here, for example, have said, this man, I will never attend these classes? No, you have to join my classes because my classes, you have a pass assurance. A pass assurance, especially if you're a talkative person. Already we are in. I have already joined, great. Then you're good to go. We are good to go. We are good to go. Yeah, Clark, at least I have one that already joined. Thank you so much. And please remember the ninjas who have already joined, like Wanjiko here, Caroline here, you have an obligation. Last semester, our total BDA students early morning, evening, videos only, they were 700 and something already in. Great. Right now, I can see we are, how many? Is it 150, both morning and evening? Yeah, you can pay that 9,000 in installment. Yeah, 9,000 in installment. You can pay it in installment, 2 installments. Yeah. So you guys have an obligation to look for those students for Mwalimu until we hit 700. When we hit 700, then I'll be able to sponsor a bash. The time CPF reader is 8 to 10, 8 to 10, 8 to 10. But today I've hit a roadblock. Today, yeah, we have early morning classes, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. We have early morning classes. Today I've hit a roadblock because there are very many students here have realized they have not done this Excel. Already recruited one. Thank you so much. Where can't I see videos for previous 2 semesters? I don't know. I don't know. I need to ask the person who is doing this LMS. Yeah, I'll ask them because once you get those videos, oh, Kadra Sama Ziko, maybe you need Victor Indiana Macho. Maybe you need to just circle for him something there. Mtumie kwa WhatsApp group. Apart Ziko. Great. So start watching them. So these guys in this case here who have not done Excel, which days do we do this Excel? I have a suggestion. Like now tomorrow, 6 to 8. Can I show you Excel concepts that I will be using in my tomorrow's 8 p.m. class from 6 p.m. of reader you need. So I come and teach you guys from 6 p.m. the concepts I'll be using, the Excel concepts I'll be using at 8, so that we can avoid this back and forth, because now this makes me to use lots of energy, which is still good, but we can really, really move very slowly. Yeah, we can move very, very slowly. So then tomorrow at 6, is it 6 or 6:30? Which time are you comfortable with? I don't need like 2 whole hours, no. Which time are you comfortable with? 6 exactly, right? The time when you have reached home. Yeah, I think 6:30 is what 6:30 is good. Yeah, just for Excel, make it 7, 1 hour. Now need some time to relax a little bit. No, 6:30 is ideal. So that I can do 1 hour to 7:30, 7:30 to 8. Millie, why did you not attend, Millie? We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Yeah, like 1 p.m. is very, very good. 1 p.m. like now tomorrow, 1 p.m. What I will do, the person will give options. If you're not able to attend the 6:30 p.m., you attend 1 p.m. Victor, 8 p.m. is BDA. Yeah, that is not disputable. Yeah, what I want us to do is to be at that particular point where we shall not be arguing, like, for example, Mwalimu, how do I fix these dollars? And no, that will really, really put us down. That will really, really put us down. I would want us to iron out those issues of Excel on timings which are not BDA timings. BDA timings, I'm supposed to be doing data analysis, analyzing data analysis. So, ladies and gentlemen, today is like our first class. If you don't mind, given the shoutings that I've done, I would want to end here. And now, before our tomorrow session, ensure that you have also the most current Excel. Don't come here with very old Excels. Yeah. And then the other thing, watch YouTube how to share screen, because everybody must share their screen. Because I don't want students to be asking questions like Mwalimu repeat. No, I want students to be very bold. When they're not following, they share their screen. I just see their screen. Excel 2021 is very good. Excel 2021 is perfect. Excel 2021 is perfect. The BDA book is 2,000 bob, but if you are in our class, you don't need that book. The people we normally sell that book to are those students in this case here who are not attending classes. But why should you pay 2,000 for a book? You'd rather add something 7,000 on top. You attend these classes. Yeah, I'm teaching BDA, but remember, I always teach these things with these young men. Ecomondi is very good. So we have